Hello and welcome to another show of Truth and Company Boxing Podcast, 20 Random Questions. And today our guest is all the way from Australia, two-time female world champion, Louisa Bang Bang Lulu Hawton.
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm good. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it might be.
Yeah, good morning. Well, for you, and good evening for me.
That's right.
So how are you doing? I'm sorry that we kind of had a miscommunication on the time, but I'm glad that you're still willing to do it and that we're getting the show done.
Hey mate, my alarm was going off anyway, so it's time to get up.
So I want to talk to you real quick about some people might not know, at least maybe over here in America they might not know, or maybe they do, because I think you kind of did it all over the world. You were actually a professional skateboarder before a professional boxer, right?
Yeah, so I was skateboarding when I was a lot younger. I was 16, 17. I came over to the States and competed in some competitions over there in Huntington Beach in San Francisco. Toured around a bit with some other skating friends and had a great time. It was awesome. It was such an epic time of my life to be able to come over, I guess, to the epic part of skateboarding is America is definitely the place for sports. So at the age of 17, it was like a dream.
So now I saw that you actually skated in like some World Cups. So you weren't just pro, you were pretty good.
Yeah, I skated in a couple of World Cups, the big World Cups that came to Australia. That was pretty amazing experience. I was 16 in my first one, and I guess all the goats of skateboarding were under one roof. So it was a huge dream of mine. I didn't really realize that I'd be able to be surrounded by so many great skateboarders at the age of 16, especially when we're over here and we're sitting back watching the VHS and all the pro skaters over in the States competing. We're like, God, it's just a dream to be able to skate alongside any of them. So, yeah, it was amazing.
So then basically you just kind of got older and put down the skateboard and became a mom, and then decided you needed something else to do, so you started training in boxing?
Yeah, I guess so skateboarding kind of came to an odd end for me. It wasn't necessarily a choice that I made, and I was quite young, but I had a few injuries. So then I started working, and then life took a different turn, and I met the father of my children, and yeah, I became a mom. But yeah, I always felt like there was something missing. Like I was searching for something. I didn't really know what it was. Didn't know it was sport, even though I should have. And then walking into a boxing gym, after having my second baby, Estelle, I was like, wow. And the fire kind of lit up inside of me again when I like what I had for skateboarding. And I was like, okay, I could do this. And I had big goals skateboarding, but I felt like I fell short. So I just automatically was like, oh, I could do this. And it gave me that adrenaline rush. And I thought, this is my second opportunity, become a world champion. And I'm going to do it. So.
Well, that's pretty cool. Now, I just want to ask you real quick, because I know a lot of boxing fans probably have never even heard of this weight class. You actually hold a world title in Atomweight. Is that right?
Yes, I held the Atomweight WBC world title. Yeah, it's a small weight, but it's powerful like a bomb.
Oh, wow. You don't hear about Atomweight very often on TV.
Tiny. I think 46 kilos here in Australia, but it's 102 pounds. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming on and talking about your past, the skateboarding and the world titles. And are you ready for our random 20 questions?
Yeah, bring it.
Okay. Now I want you to know I actually made up this one question that I have in my list before I did some research on you, and I already know what the answer is going to be, but I hope you'll go in depth a little bit more because I heard you in a different interview about this, so I'm kind of interested in learning more about it. And you'll see when I think it's question 18, but we'll get to it in a minute. All right, so question 1, obviously, how did you get involved in boxing? Just kind of go over that briefly.
Yeah, sure. I guess I was actually going through a pretty challenging time in my life. A good friend of mine said there was some mums at the gym doing a morning fitness class, and she was like, "Oh, will you come with me?" Because women generally want a friend to come with them when they're trying something new. And I said, "Yeah, sure." And that's the first time that I really resonated with it and loved it. And yeah, the rest is history, really.
Okay. Question 2. Do you have any hobbies outside of the sport of boxing?
Well, I like running, partly, but you know what? I enjoy music, listening to music, dancing, hanging out with friends. At the moment, I'm trying to dip my feet in to see what acting's like. So we'll see.
Okay. Question 3. Do you have any boxing superstitions?
No, not really. I don't
No?
really go in with that. It could sway my mind too much when I need to be focused. So no.
Okay. That's interesting because I know a lot of boxers actually do. They always got to put their left shoe on first, or wrap their left hand first, or eat a certain meal before every fight, and you don't have any of those, huh?
No, I guess I like to wear one of my necklaces all the time. I've worn it to every fight, but not really like superstitious like that. I just want to win, and if I put that in my mind, it's probably if it doesn't happen that way, then silly things pop up in your head that don't need to be there. So
Okay. So, question 4. What is something that your boxing fans don't know about you?
ooh, don't know about me. I live in Perth, Western Australia.
Okay.
No, I'm not sure. Pretty
All
open
right.
book.
Is there anything else you want to add to that, or is that?
I don't know. My kids are taller than me. Nobody knows that.
Okay. All right. Question 5. What's the first thing you did after winning your first world title?
Oh, so my first world title was in Japan. So I was over there with my team. We went up and sat in the hotel and had a beer. And yeah, I just sat with everyone, called home straight away, and just enjoyed it. Enjoyed watching everybody celebrate. I didn't really drink too much, but I definitely just was taking it all in. So it was a joy.
Okay.
I think I was probably still sweaty too. So sat with my belt.
All right. Question 6. So tell me about your background and your upbringing a little bit.
Sure. So I guess I grew up in a smaller town over here in Western Australia. It's called Mandurah, and I was one of those kids that was always out on my bike and doing bike jumps and never wanting to be inside. And I came from a good home. My mum and dad are really gentle beings, but I was surrounded by, I went to a tough school. So other kids were pretty challenged and their home lives were pretty challenged. And then, yeah, I guess skateboarding came. I didn't like school, so it wasn't really my thing. I guess because it was pretty tough. Like I would say that school for me was like survival camp. So when I found my skateboard, I kind of felt like I had found my home, especially when my mum and dad split up at a young age. So skateboarding for me was my home. It was my way to release all those pent up negative energies. It was a way to focus for me. It was a best friend for me when I felt like I didn't know where I belonged in the world. And it gave me goals and direction. So throughout my growing up, my teenage years, that was probably my saving grace, was my skateboard.
All right. Question 7. What is the craziest or the funniest story that ever happened between you and a boxing fan?
Oh, geez. I don't know.
Anything stick out? Any strange story with you and a fan?
No, not really. No, you don't want to mess with me, or if not, I'm always smiling, so I don't get any random stuff really happens. Not really. Nothing
Okay.
too funny, just hugs.
All right. Question 8. If you could own any wild or exotic animal, which one would you own?
I'd say a lion, because they're just powerful animals, but I wouldn't want to cage it up because it deserves to be in the wilderness. So maybe I would have to be living out in the wilderness with the lion.
All right. Question 9. What is the most dangerous thing you've ever done besides boxing?
I've just been on a TV show called The Summit, and it's playing now here in Australia. And there's a lot of things that we had to do, like challenges we had to do on that show, and probably hanging from a 20-meter rope from a helicopter over a glacier is probably the craziest thing I've done, but it was super fun. So.
And now that you brought that up, actually tell me about that a little bit so some of the fans here in America can understand what that is. It's a reality TV show, right? And did you have to do challenges and climb a mountain and things like that, and then people get voted off, or what?
Yeah, so basically there's 14 trekkers. I was one of the trekkers, and we have to reach the summit in 14 days, and we have to work as a team. Yet when we reach checkpoints, we're able to steal their money we have to steal their money by voting someone out. Also along the way, there's challenges and people get left behind. It was an amazing experience, and being out it's shot in New Zealand, out of Queenstown in the Alps in the South Island, and it was just stunning, like really amazing experience to be able to do and be where we were. And it was so good.
And now
I got nicknamed the Mountain Goat. So,
but it's airing right now, so we can't talk about how good you did, right?
No, only up until this point, and I'm killing it at the moment. So,
okay. All right, question 10. Do you have any phobias?
I don't like snakes. Not a fan. And in Australia, there's a lot of snakes. So never really been a fan of them. Even when there's snakes in amongst us, you know what I mean?
All right, question 11. What has been the biggest accomplishment in your life?
Obviously, I would say that it's becoming a world champion. It's definitely something that I set out to do, my biggest goal in my sporting careers. But my biggest accomplishment, I would say, is having my 2 children, Eli and Estelle. So they're beautiful kids, and life's all about that.
Okay. Question 12. How do you inspire other people?
I guess I just try to be as real as I can. I share my knowledge. I share my experiences. I do speak about the challenging times that I've been through in my life openly. And I'm like a big kid. So I'm actually doing a bit of work with the youth at the moment. And it's just about being on the same level as people and being humble.
Okay. Question 13. If you could live one celebrity's life for 24 hours, who would it be?
Ooh. Oh, it's got to be Alicia Keys, because then I could sing really good for 24 hours.
Okay. So we know you're a risk taker. So question 14. Would you swim with the sharks?
Nah.
Nah. No, you wouldn't go down in a cage? Yeah, in the cage.
Yeah, go in a cage. Definitely not in a cage. No way. Especially down here in Australia, the sharks are pretty bad. So that's
okay.
But I guess maybe I've swum with sharks without even knowing it.
All right. Question 15. Who's the one boxer that you would be a fan of and have to get their autograph and get a picture taken with? Who do you really want to meet and get an autograph with and a picture with?
past or present? Are they?
No,
can they
either
be
way.
past?
Either way. Yeah, it can be past.
Oh, Muhammad Ali, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question 16. Have you ever had an incident where you almost died?
No, I don't think so. I've whacked my head pretty hard in skateboarding and been laying in a stretcher, but nah, I don't think I've nearly died. Not that I know of.
Okay. Question 17. If you could steal anything and get away with it, what would you steal?
Money from the bank.
Okay.
The bank,
All right.
from us. So.
Question 18. Now, I already know the answer to part of this question because I saw a different interview after I made it up, but I want you to go in depth on it like you did in the other interview so some of the fans can hear it. Do you believe in ghosts and aliens?
I believe in ghosts. Yes, I do believe in the spirits. I believe that we all have a soul, and once we've passed on that, our spirit can stay. It can be here to protect us. There also is, the bad spirits that are stuck here. My fiance is actually a ghost hunter, so I watch him. Not that I don't like speaking with the spirits like he does, but I do go out and watch him when he goes out ghost hunting, and he gets a lot of activity. So 100% believe. I had a moment when I think I was 12. That freaked me out as a kid. In the house when I was sleeping, and something was in my room and had smashed something in the house, and then came into my room, and I was petrified. And sat on the end of my bed and was like tickling my feet on the top of my blanket, and I was just sweating. Like I probably lost a few kilos just doing that. But yeah, that freaked me out. But then I realized that it was, a good friend of my mom's had just passed, and it was probably a spirit just trying to have fun with me, but not realizing now freaking me out. So yeah.
So after all that, then your fiance is actually a real Ghostbuster, and you go out with him sometimes, and that doesn't freak you out?
Oh, it freaks me out, but I stand behind the camera. Well, that's why the camera's always looking up, because I'm so short. But no, it does freak me out a bit. But he loves it, and I support his passions and his hobbies. So I like to be there to support him and have a bit of fun with him.
So you're gonna end up marrying a real live Ghostbuster.
That's it.
I hope they play that song at your wedding.
He's got a small YouTube channel that he plays it. It's his hobby at the moment, and it's called Hauntings Extreme. So you can check him out.
Okay, Haunting Extremes. That's what it's called?
Hauntings Extreme. So it's all one word.
Okay, so anybody that's interested in that type of stuff, please go check out her fiance's YouTube channel. All right, question 19. What type of movies do you enjoy watching?
I like a good chick flick, a rom-com. I like action movies. Obviously, I like to watch them doing the action. That's about it, really.
Okay, go ahead.
Anything funny. I like to chill out and watch a movie.
All right, question 20. This is your last question. If you could have dinner with any 4 people in the world, dead or alive, celebrities, people in history, anybody, who would be at your table?
Oh, gosh. Alicia Keys again. She might sing for me. Damn, that's a tough question. Mother Teresa. Muhammad Ali. And one more. Whew. Don't really know. Don't know. Tough one, really.
Well, it's your dinner party. You don't have to have 4.
Yeah, Yeah, but the more the merrier, right?
Yeah. So far, that's already an interesting table. So.
Yeah, Alicia Keys, Muhammad Ali, Mother
Mother
Teresa.
Teresa.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Bob Hawke or something, see what it was like to run a country.
That's going to be some interesting conversations.
Right.
Well, listen, I appreciate you taking time and getting up so early in the morning over in Australia to do our show. I hope you had fun with the 20 questions.
Definitely.
So, anything you want to say to your fans? Do you are you allowed? I know you're not allowed to talk about the show you were just on yet, the reality show, but you can promote it if you want to tell people to watch it.
Yeah, look, I don't know if you guys can watch it over there, but hopefully at some point you will. And it's called The Summit. It was pretty amazing. And yeah, I get called the mountain goat, so I was claiming it because the goat means many things, doesn't it? Yeah, but if you can, find out if you can check it out, if you got VPN or anything like that. It's a fun show, definitely. You get to hear us Aussie twang, you know?
Is it so? Is anything going on with you and fighting right now?
Nah, not at the moment. Like, I guess I've just slowed up since coming back home to Australia, and there's a couple of opportunities, and then I got COVID, and like things just kept stopping it. So, you know what? I would come back. I haven't fought for a long time. There's one fight that I would come back for, and that would be a Sinisa Estrada fight because I've always liked the idea of that fight and thought that it would be a fan-friendly fight. But other than that, at the moment, I've been training my son, so keep a lookout for Eli Hawton. He's going to have his first amateur fight soon, so hopefully he'll follow along and go ahead and do everything that he would like to do in boxing. I'm not sure what that will be. And yeah, at the moment, he's a little firecracker. Actually, I had him in the gym. We were just filming a little ad, and I had him on the pads, and he threw a hook when he wasn't supposed to, but my arm was here anyway, and he caught it on my. Just see it?
Oh yeah, I can see it. Nice.
I think he's got that power.
Well, do you want to say anything to your fans before we end?
Yeah, sure. You know what, guys? I love you all. Thank you always for supporting me in whatever I'm doing, whether it be boxing or crazy shows or just life, supporting the youth or anything like that. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Always love you, and peace.
All right, hold on. And the truth has spoken.